And we welcome you back into Dodger Poke Report for the next edition of Dodgers Down on the Farm for the Double-A Tulsa Drillers. The Drillers went to Northwest Arkansas last week, and they had a little bit of a tough time with it, a 2-4 record on the week, and that they are now 5-7 in the second half of the season. But don't forget, the Drillers won the Texas League. I believe it's the North that they're in for the first half, so they have already qualified for the playoffs. So the second half, as far as the standings go, do not mean anything for them, but obviously you want to win each and every game. James Outman has been recently promoted to AAA Oklahoma City, and I'm going to read this off the screen because I don't want to mess up on any of this. That means that Ryan Ward now leads Tulsa in batting average at 261, home runs at 19, RBIs with 50, slugging percentage at 512, and OPS at 828. Wow, not a whole lot more that Ryan Ward can do. He is having a great year. He is an absolutely great player. The Drillers are in Springfield this week to take on the Cardinals. That will be a fun series. I always like it when there's a lot of Cardinals fans in the Oklahoma area, so it's always fun when the Drillers play the Cardinals. Let's not waste any time. And, actually, I said that the Drillers went 2-4. I was wrong about that. They actually split with the Naturals. I was trying to find my notes there as I was talking, so excuse me for that. They did not go 2-4. They split their series 3-3 this week with Northwest Arkansas to put them at 5-7 in the second half of the season. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get to it, and let's talk some Drillers baseball. You are looking at the latest feature, the latest main feature Monday that I released on Jordan Leisure, a wonderful young man out of the Tampa Bay area who went to the University of Tampa, to that just absolutely powerhouse Division II program that Joe Urso has built. Jeff Leiby was his high school coach, who built just a tremendous program there at Riverview High School in the Tampa area. As you can see, there's an interview linked at the top of that. All you got to do is click play, and then here is a story, and at the bottom there is a feature cut that shows you all of his pitches and what he brings. I'm going to show you kind of here. Look at that rising effect. It looks like that ball is rising. We know it's not, but it does give that optical illusion that the ball is rising. And then you can look at his slider pitch. I'm going to throw it here. You're going to get some audio. There's that good slider that he throws. And then his changeup, which I talked to him, and he said that he's trying to trust that changeup more to throw it in games. It's worked very well for him. The bullpen, there it is. There's a good look at it. So if you want to check out the feature on Jordan Leisure, just go to DodgerPokeReport.com. It is the first story on the webpage. It may be the second one by the time you get there, because the Dodgers Down on the Farm will be there as well. But go there, and don't forget to click the interview at the top. This is a good look at the dominant performance of Bobby Miller on Sunday. I'm going to go ahead and say it. It's my opinion only, but this was his absolute best outing I have ever seen him pitch in professional baseball. And the reason why I say that is, if you look at the way that he spotted his fastball, he had more than control. Look at that great catch by Jaron Kendall. I love watching Jaron Kendall play, but he had more than control. He had command. Look at him hit that four-seam up in the zone around the 100-mile-an-hour mark. Unhittable. The difference between control and command. Control means you're just throwing strikes. Command means that you're actually throwing strikes. Look at that location to the bottom of the zone. The carry he gets out on that pitch. But command means you're actually throwing strikes to the locations that you're trying to throw to. He commanded the fastball. He controlled the off speed. He was throwing strikes all day long. Let me get to his numbers here in a minute. He had 9 strikeouts. He had just 1 walk. And like I said, I think this was his best performance as a professional. And look at that, the tumble. I believe that was a slider that you saw there, and then the carry at the bottom of the zone. I believe this was the best performance that he has had as a professional in the Dodgers organization. Another one of my favorite young hitters in the organization, Ryan Ward. He leads Tulsa. I covered this a minute ago, but he leads Tulsa in batting average, 261, home runs 19, RBIs 50, slugging percentage 512, and OPS 828. He's simply a great player. He plays with a great amount of energy. He is an even better human being. So I mean, I just really love watching this young left fielder play baseball out of Bryant University. You know, he is one that, I say this every time I talk about him, so I probably sound like a broken record, but the only player in Bryant history to hit over 400 for an entire season. The Dodgers made some adjustments to his swing to give him a little bit more power as he came into the organization, and he is just an absolute dynamite hitter, as evidenced by leading the club. Now that James Outman's been moved up, by leading the club in so many categories. This is catcher Chris Betts, who was originally a second-round draft pick, I believe, by the Chicago White Sox in 2015. You're seeing his third home run that he hit on Sunday. Like he always does, I've had a chance to meet him. I've had a chance to talk to him. He is a very, very, very impressive young man. If you follow him or know him at all, he's very easy to like, and it's very easy to become a huge fan of the way that he handles business. And like he did in this game with his third home run, just every time he gets a chance to play, he always takes advantage of his opportunities. John Rooney had some pretty big-time stuff Friday evening. It might have been his best performance of the year. He went 5 scoreless innings. He struck out 4. He walked just 1. And he has allowed just 1 earned run in his last 17.2 innings. That spans his last 4 outings. So John Rooney, the left-hander who we know has the elite pickoff move, he leads all of minor leagues in pickoffs with 10. He also has big stuff. You're seeing the sweeping slider that heads to that back foot and the good fastball, and he has been very, very good. Let me say this again. He has allowed 1 earned run in his last 17.2 innings. That spans his last 4 outings. Last time out on Friday evening, he went 5 scoreless innings. The young man out of Scottsdale County in New York, and then he went to Hofstra for his college experience, just like Austin Gauthier and just like hitting coach for the Great Lakes Loons, Dylan Ashotka. I'm going to have to be disciplined because I could talk all day long about Gavin Stone because he is just simply unbelievable, and I'm not going to sugarcoat this one either. He didn't have the command that he normally has. I believe he had 8 walks the other night, but still, what shows how great a pitcher is how they pitch when they don't have their best stuff. And Gavin Stone figured out a way around not having the typical command. I think he had a little bit of a smaller strike zone than he would have liked. He found a way to go 6 innings. He struck out 8 and still gave up no runs. When you can pitch like that on a night where you simply don't have your best command, that shows me that you know how to grind. That shows me that you know how to pitch even when you don't have your best. That's more impressive to me than how you pitch when you are at your best. And so for that fact, Gavin Stone was simply fantastic his last time out, and he just truly showed why everybody knows he is a great pitcher. Well, we know that, I'm going to mute this here in just a second, but we know that Johnny Deluca has raised his average 52 points in the last month. Now we're going to see him throw a runner out from left field. We know that he can hit home runs. He was leading the Loons in home runs. He's tied with Ryan Ward for 3rd in the organization for the most amount of home runs of anybody in the organization at any level with 19. He led the Great Lakes Loons in stolen bases, so obviously he's a great athlete, and now we know that he also has a very good throwing arm and a very accurate throwing arm. Look, that hitter had not touched, or that runner had almost touched third base by the time he caught it. He threw a perfect one-hop to Carson Taylor, and that's Gavin Stone you see in his picture there, and the batter runner, not the batter runner, but the runner running around third base was out on a very good throw by Johnny Deluca. This is video of the flame-throwing right-hander, Guillermo Zuniga. This is video of the flame-throwing right-hander, Guillermo Zuniga. Zuniga's a young man, as you see. He has lots of emotions. He knows how to pitch with emotions, but not be emotional when you pitch. That's a trick that works very well in baseball, and Zuniga is great at it. Look at that dime that he dropped. This was actually to send the game 2 extra innings the other night for the Drillers. He actually leads the Drillers in saves. I think you look at that dime that he dropped in the 9th inning. I think he is a closer in the making for the Dodgers. If you want to know maybe who is the next closer after Craig Kimbrell, I think you might be looking at him on the screen here. This is a young man with dynamite stuff. He leads the AA Tulsa Drillers in saves with, I believe it's 8 right now. He has the big 100 to 101 mile an hour fastball. He has that big slider you're seeing on the screen. He has a lot of attitude that goes with him. I have had a chance to talk to him and interview him. He is a wonderful young man, and as you watch him pitch, he is very, very competitive. I'm glad that you tuned in to the next edition of Dodgers Down on the Farm, and I hope that you visit Dodger Poke Report on the internet, or you go to Dodger Poke on all the social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok. This is also going to be a podcast, so go to the podcast streaming service of your choice and search Dodgers Down on the Farm and never miss a thing from Dodger Poke Report. As always, thanks for tuning in, and go Dodgers.